What's going on? Your boy O Scruggs back at it. Let's talk about it. First of all, I want to say R.I.P. to the young lady, Miss Jacky Oh, I believe is what she goes by. I apologize, I don't know her government name. The wife and the mother of DC Young Fly's children. Uh, but the bigger issue is, and I say this with all due respect, because it should be a public service announcement or warning or whatever. Ladies, even fellas, stop getting this plastic surgery done to you. I seen something the other day. Now, me, I'm not a tall dude. Would I like to be taller? Absolutely. But at what cost? I seen something the other day where a guy got leg extensions where he went from like 5'4" to like 6 foot. And they literally had to do like multiple surgeries and put things in his legs that stretch out over time and get them replaced over and over to keep stretching them out just so he could be taller. Apparently she was getting, I guess, what they call a mommy makeover. I guess to help her body recover and repair from having children or a child. And I gotta blame social media for this. Now, unfortunately, I'm at an age where I became an adult, young adult, but I still became an adult in the era before social media, but was still young enough when social media started up and until now to have a grasp of what life was like before and what life was like after it. Because before, somebody wanted to judge you on the way you look, even your personality, a lot of things. They had to actually see you and know you in person. Like you, I didn't know you didn't know as many people about as many people back in the day because there was no way to know all these people unless you seen them or knew them in person. But now, millions and millions of people that you've never come across, they know what you look like. If you post something, they read the comments. Especially if you, I can't imagine being famous. I know just being a regular person on Twitter, some of the crazy stuff I see, and people say to each other, and it's even to me at times. I've been through it, but you gotta appreciate who you are. I mean, women been having babies since the first baby ever, however many hundred millions of years ago, 10,000, 100,000, however long humans been around and having kids. So you gotta appreciate yourself for what you are. Um, I hope this don't turn into a oh well, because this is another thing need to stop. And it's only in the black community I really see it with. Maybe other communities, white Hispanics, are going through it too. I don't know. I just know with the black community, we gotta stop all this man versus woman, woman versus man. Because I'm already seeing stuff on the internet. Oh well, she wouldn't have wanted. She wouldn't have got the surgery if maybe he told her he wanted her to look a certain way, or maybe the internet was saying, well, that's on men for pressuring us to, like, most women out here don't have plastic surgery. The amount of women that got plastic surgery is probably like 0.0001% of women in this world. So, do you think only those women getting fake butt and breasts and tummy tucks and all that and breast lift? You think they the only one out here getting men, or you know what I mean? No. So, the thing that you got to get surgery to look a certain way to fit a norm is just wow. You can't let social media shit. You can't even let people in person that you know convince you to do something that wow. Now, it's a difference between actually. First of all, my rule of thumb is never get surgery unless it's needed. Never get was it optional surgery. If it's not a surgery you absolutely need, don't get it. Especially if it's a surgery where you got to go, where they got to give you an IV and put you to sleep because you never know what's gonna happen. You could be young and in great shape, but you never know what's gonna happen when they put you under that heavy sedation. You know, Michael Jackson was getting it done. That's basically how he died, getting basically hospital uh, anesthesia to put you to sleep. That's not something you want to do just because you want to look better. In my opinion, that's something you do if it's that severe, only if you absolutely need it. Now, if you want to wear makeup and stuff like that, get your weave and all that stuff, I don't care. Um, my advice, and I know it's easier said than done, eat right, get in the gym. Your body, especially after you have kids, is never going to probably look like these celebs. You see Jennifer Lopez and these people have a kid, and the next day next time you see them a month later, they look great. But yes, because they didn't most likely pay millions of dollars for plastic surgery to get back to that, or even if they didn't do that, they just got the money to have personal trainers, a great gym to go to, and enough money to eat healthy all the time. It's expensive to eat healthy. It's more expensive to eat healthy than it is to eat bad in general, but you still can eat healthy for a reasonable price. But I really blame social media for this. It's a different age, it's a different generation that's going on. You know, if you 30 and under, you basically grew up only knowing social media most of your life. You know, since you were old enough to the comprehend social media. So I get it, and especially if you got some fame. I could get it. It could be, we people could say, well, I don't care what other people think of me, but we all, different levels and different degrees. Everybody cares what other people think of them to a certain extent. But you gotta know it ain't worth going under the knife. It ain't worth getting put to sleep, and because that's dangerous. Anytime you go through, I've had numerous surgeries where I had to get put to sleep, but they were all surgeries I needed. You know what I mean? And every time I'm nervous as hell to get put to sleep because you just never know. No matter how young you are, how healthy you are, you just never know how your body gonna react. And you putting a lot of faith and trust into a doctor to do a lot of, besides just the anesthesia putting you to sleep, you putting a lot of faith and trust into doctors and nurses to cut you open and monitor your heart and make sure you don't bleed out, make sure they don't cut something that they ain't supposed to cut. You just never know. So I hope more women and men, but it's more so women, I would say, get more cosmetic surgery than men. But I'm sure some men do it too. I say anything past Botox, don't do it. Anything where you got to get put to sleep, it just ain't worth it. So I hope it's sad that people had to pass away. Kanye Westmont, probably the most famous one in this situation, I would say. I believe she passed away on a surgery table right after getting liposuction. So hopefully these stories you can find some good in the bad, and hopefully the good that comes out of this is a lot of young ladies and men, but more so young ladies and older women in general, start realizing going through surgery to look a certain way just ain't the way. If you know the surgery gonna make you a 9 on a scale of 1 to 10, but instead if you put in some work and go to the gym, eat a certain way, maybe you ain't gonna get to that 9, but you'll get to a 7.5 or 8. But you ain't going to risk your health to that certain extent, and you probably going to get even more healthy because getting on the table and getting all that stuff done to you. I mean, I'm no doctor, but it's not necessarily improving your health. It's like an immediate fix versus if you diet and exercising, you're not only going to look better physically, you're going to feel better physically, and it'll become something that maybe, hopefully, becoming a routine. So hopefully it's another eye-opening experience, and people stop doing these cosmetic surgeries that ain't necessary. If you got burnt in a fire or something like that and you need to get skin grafts, that's one thing. I understand that. But just because you want your stomach flatter or you want your breast to sit up more, if you a dude, you want to be taller. I seen a dude the other day, it's something else. I would look at me, no hair. I ain't had no hair in a long time. But I'd love to have my afro like I used to have, be able to get cornrows and stuff. Would love it. I seen the dude on the train the other day. I don't know what kind of hair transplant he had, but it looked crazy. It looked crazy. Now maybe I was seeing it in the beginning stages, and it's gonna get better once it all come in. But it really looked like, I don't know if you ever seen a chia pet when it start growing. It literally looked like a chia pet, and I'm like, wow, like is it that deep? Is it that serious? But anyway, leave a comment, leave a message. Let me know what you think. Do you think things like this happening to celebs? And these are just the celebs we know about. Imagine how many people died from these surgeries that we don't know about because they not famous. So hopefully this is an eye-opening experience and things start to change. Leave a comment, leave a message. Your boy O Scruggs. Peace.